What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to give my tips and tricks on Ghost of Tsushima Legends Survival Mode. So, this is the wave-based mode. There are 4 of these maps and all, and obviously you can play them on different difficulties, okay? So, I'm going to give general tips and tricks. I think some of these are going to apply a little bit more as the difficulty ramps up, because boy, does the difficulty ramp up. What I would say, and this is tough, because I would say make sure you are all different characters. Make sure you go into a survival, the wave-based mode. Make sure you go in with one of each character. I think you would probably find the greatest amount of success if you do that. Now, the issue is, if you do not have 4 friends that you're currently playing with, you go into... Now, I love the fast matchmaking. I think this, by the way, this DLC or this, free update is the greatest thing that anybody's ever given us for free in a game, okay? But one of the weaknesses I will say is when you go in, you don't know what the other 2 are going to be. You say ready up. Now, I've been playing with one other person, my friend on PlayStation, and then we go into the match, and we just have 2 other people. So there's no way of us knowing what they're going to play. I always play Samurai. He always plays Ronin, and then sometimes you'll have an Assassin or Hunter. I would say for sure, make sure you have at least a Samurai, and make sure you have at least a Ronin. Now, that's not necessarily being biased. It's more like Ronin, as they level up and they can do all the health stuff, right? Whether it's getting you back up from a down, whether it's doing like the drop where they can just basically heal everybody every so often. I mean, they are very... Now, like I said, I play Samurai. That's my main character. I love it. But the Ronin, and I've seen a lot of people say, Hunter, Ronin, Assassin. I mean, they're all very, very good. So I would say diversify. Make sure everybody is playing as a different character. And then along with that, make sure you're acting as your character, okay? If you're a Samurai, like me, you need to go in there. You need to cause some chaos, okay? You need to be the one that runs in there. I run a very health kind of build where, actually, I think I recently changed it, but my down move on the D-pad used to be the drawing health from enemy one, so I had that. I think my R1 triangle move, one of my special moves, is to heal myself a little bit. So, and normally I buy health as well, so I try to keep myself alive as much as possible where nobody really needs to worry about my health, okay? But again, you have to play as each individual person. So if you're playing as the Ronin, you are the support class. You need to make sure that the rest of the people, right, if they're not taking care of themselves, you need to take care of them, okay? That goes for all the other ones. Assassin, you need to be using your skills. I've seen a lot of Assassins in the waves that I've played. They use the skill very, very well to go invisible, and obviously that can apply to everybody in their radius. That works very, very well. So I would say just being your class and I guess going with their strengths is definitely very, very important to do. Another thing is don't be afraid to break up, but I would say stay in teams. Very rarely will 3 different outposts be attacked at once, okay? In fact, I don't think that happens unless it's very, very late in the rounds, or I don't even think it happens until later difficulties. I think at most you normally get 2 places that are attacked. I would say go 2 and 2. And really, I don't think communication is entirely necessary. I feel like you can just kind of have a kind of an inkling that you're going to do it. Now, again, I talk to one other person, my friend that I play this with, so we're talking, I'll say, oh, okay, I'm going to go over here, you stay here, or he'll say, vice versa to me. I would just say, all 4 of you can be in the same area, and I think it is probably okay to really quickly wipe out a group of enemies, but then I would start separating. Don't all stay in the same area because they're going to attack, another area. And with fighting together, next tip is help each other out. Now, I know maybe people even get mad at me when I do it, but so far, people don't really, it doesn't seem like people get mad at me online. I wouldn't be afraid to help other people attack their enemy. Now, yeah, I guess you're stealing their kill, which gives you, I think, 2 currency points every time you do a kill, or 5 if you kill more elite enemies. So I guess maybe you're stealing it, but look, oftentimes you can get things done a whole lot faster if you're attacking an enemy and then somebody swoops in and they're attacking them from behind. It works really well with brutes. It works really well with anybody with a shield. It works really well with any the enemies that basically have blocks in their health. The really, really powerful ones. I would say gang up on them. It seems like it's the best idea. Separating can help. And again, if you have another outpost that's being attacked, you need to go, you need to go get that. That's a thing too. My very first time I ever played it, I obviously didn't know, what I was doing. You cannot lose, okay, these posts, okay? You need to make sure you are protecting them. Obviously, they minimize your health, how much health you can have afterwards, and then if you do it too many times, I think if they get lost twice, then they'll end up just being lost in general, and you have to wait. So it's a very good idea, I would say, to keep those bases alive, and with that, the transportation to them, okay? Every map has the swinging systems to get from one place to the other. Now, I'm not the greatest at swinging. I think I've gotten a whole lot better, even maybe from the footage you guys are seeing. I think I've gotten even better from that. You got to use it. You really do. It does. Some of these places, I would say, are very easy. They're maybe like literally just like a hallway, kind of like a very short amount of time from each other, but some of them can be a little bit more tricky to get to, and if you're not using the rock edges, or if you're not, I mean, swinging is the fastest way, okay? Swinging is absolutely the fastest way. If you're not using that, then I think you're going to be in trouble, because you're just going to waste time, I would say. One of the last things, make sure you guys are spending the money. Now, sometimes you may not even need to. Maybe if your team is so elite, you don't need to spend money. Like I said, I normally buy the health. Obviously, everybody probably goes for the summon the spirit bear one. I have done that once. I mean, it's obviously awesome to see a spirit bear attack people, but you want to make sure you're using that. I've seen the ignite enemies thing, and I think that works really, really well. I would also say make sure you're using your abilities. Again, your R1 square and your R1 triangle. Now, again, I'm not the most well-versed in the other classes, but I can tell you for Samurai, I do try to mix them. I mean, the kunai can be very good. I personally use the dirt. I'm only like, let's call it power level, right? I'm only like power level 50 or 55, but I do have like a dirt throw that can ignite enemies, and what I try to do is that dirt throw can honestly get to like 4 to 5 enemies if they're all bunched up enough. So these are just examples for me, but again, use those abilities, and because they recharge very, very quickly, you can use them. I would even say, depending on how long the wave lasts, you could probably use them like twice a wave. At the very least, you could use them once a wave, okay? I get that there are some abilities, again, that maybe just are not like the Ronin, bringing people back up from reviving. You wouldn't necessarily be able to do that, consistently, considering you can only do it if people are down. But I would say just constantly, especially if they're offensive or defensive oriented, I would just say consistently be using those, because those recharge a whole lot faster than the L1 R1, which I use. I use that when I'm in a pickle, and again, that's kind of only Samurai. I mean, I have my my move, which I actually just upgraded like the night before I'm recording this video. Now I can kill 5 enemies with it, the 5 instant kills. I guess if they're lower enemies. If they're bigger enemies, it takes more hits, but you just want to be using, I would say, basically everything in your arsenal. Obviously, I think it is obvious that you do have to just know the way of the game. Obviously, perfect parrying is a good idea. I'm terrible at perfect parrying. I'm really good at dodging. I'm good at blocking. I try to get perfect parries, especially for the daily challenges, but obviously there is the general being good. I don't want to use that, because I think that kind of undermines this video, but being good at the game, right? But like I said, I think helping each other out, honestly, is the thing that I found to be just the best thing in the world. When you're attacking somebody, maybe you are in a pickle and you need somebody to come in there and attack them from the back. And like I said, if you are doing like teams, if you're doing at least 2 people on each area, I think you're always going to be relatively okay. Now, if somebody gets downed, then maybe that could be an issue. But that's something, again, I don't know if you need communication for that. I really don't think you need to be in a party. I don't think you need to know all 4 people in the group. If you see somebody down, there's only one person. Maybe you see like the red circle filling up, like, hey, you have to make the decision, hey, do I need to stay at the base that I'm at to make sure that we got it, or do I need to go help them? And it's kind of that, I would say, rotation for the entire thing. It gets hard. I can tell you, I have not even beaten the second difficulty, the silver difficulty. I think I got to wave like 14 or 15, but that's it. So I haven't gotten, all the way there. When you're under level 2, that's a little unfair. You obviously get higher powered. I would say try the higher level ones. Like, I tried silver when I was like a 35, when you really probably should do it a little bit higher than that. It's fun. You're going to lose. I really don't think there's a way you can win that if everybody's, around that level. You need to be a little bit more powered up, but I feel like that kind of covers everything you need to know on this survival mode. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what are some tips, what are some tricks, what are some things that you guys have learned while doing this? Let me know, let everybody else know. I know a lot of people got, I would say, the most information then in my last video, the best class video, they got it from the comments. And you could look at that as a criticism of the video. I honestly don't, because that was part of the reason I made the video. In fact, I said it in the video. So, definitely let each other know something to help each other out in the comments. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all of these videos go up. And thank you all so much for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. I will be doing more Ghost of Tsushima Legends videos, whether it be here or on my second channel. All of my other stuff, like my second channel, Twitter, Discord, all that is in the description if you guys want to check that out. And like I said, more stuff coming, okay? Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.